Candace Owens says the black community owes her an apology. I want to get into this. Y'all sent me this over the weekend, and I couldn't wait to break it down. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Candace Owens has largely been out of the loop. I haven't seen a whole lot from her, but y'all sent me to this and y'all asked me to break this down, so let's get into it. Make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel. Teach Hanley 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That link is in the description. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. That link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's rock out.
Happy birthday to me. Not really my birthday, but it feels like a birthday. I feel like I should be receiving presents and that somebody should be making me a cake because of this little update on Black Lives Matter. My friends, guess what? They are headed for insolvency after plunging $8.5 million into the red. Wow, what? How didn't they collect $90 million following the George Floyd? Who was it that was saying that it was a scam? I don't remember. Who was the girl that was saying that BLM was definitely a scam?
That I don't support the Black Lives Matter movement whatsoever because the Black Lives Matter movement does not support me.
Hey, she brought up the receipts though. Shout out to Jake Fever. I'm going to be reading that super chat and everybody that's supporting the platform shortly. She brought up the receipts though. You can't hate on somebody that can bring up the receipts because a lot of times people forget what really happened 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
I think that a better title for that movement would be Black Deaths Matter. They seem to protest, they seem to rage, and they seem to ruin, and they seem to support violence when a black person dies. What about when a black person lives? There are tons of black people that are trying to better themselves in their community. There are tons of black people that are disadvantaged by the homes that they are born into and just not having money. These groups do not fund them. They will pay for somebody's funeral, but they will not pay for somebody's college education.
You say Black Lives Matter is what?
Is a political arm for the Democratic Party.
That has been co-opted.
Correct.
Patrisse Cullors continues to lie. Black Lives Matter continues to lie. $90 million, of which $21 million apparently went to, according to Black Lives Matter themselves, it went to building the black movement. Like, I don't even know what that means. $25 million going to building a black movement. Apparently, the black movement was Patrisse moving herself, a black woman moving herself into other areas of the communities of people that she...
Y'all got to give her credit. Y'all got to give her credit. Listen, a lot of people can say a lot of things about Candace Owens, about whether you like her, whether she's too aggressive. I see people in the chat saying she's giving Gabrielle Union vibes. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think that she is completely different in every single way from Gabrielle Union. I think that she's the complete opposite of Gabrielle Union. And as a matter of fact, Candace Owens is the type of woman that I would go for if I were single and she were single. She is literally the prototype for me. Candace Owens is the prototype for Anton from AntonDaniels.com. That is the type of woman that my mother would suggest that I get into a relationship with when I was much younger. So you can say whatever it is that you want to say about Candace Owens, but the one thing that you can't say about Candace Owens is that she has not been consistent, that she has not been standing 10 toes down, and that she was not absolutely right 100% of the time. And she's the one that blew the muffin top off of this bitch when it comes to Black Lives Matter. And a lot of black people was mad at her about it. Now they want to act like that they was a part of the movement, that they understood her, that they was on the same page as me and Candace. A lot of people say that I'm angling in order to get on Fox News one day. She is 100% right, and she has been consistent the entire time. That's a fact.
Claims are oppressing black Americans. She's fearful of white people. White people are so bad. Well, why doesn't she want to live amongst black people? Oh my God, it was me. It was actually me. I was saying that for years. And I got called an Uncle Tom. I got called a coon. I got called all sorts of things. I got called a bed wench. I got called someone that was tap dancing for the white man. And I think what they were really looking for was the phrase that Candace is more intelligent than me and wasn't going to fall for another race hustle. Because that's what Black Lives Matter always was, right? And people that are emotional,
we still got a lot of race
uneducated, respond to that, right? They respond to someone saying, the Klansmen are coming back if you don't vote for me. And then they run in the streets and they say, we got to protest Trump because this person tells me the Klansman is coming. But they don't even stop to think. This is what BLM did. They wanted the ultimate hustle, right? They said, okay, we got Trump in office. We've got the media telling everybody that he's aligned with David Duke and that he's literally Adolf Hitler. So now we're going to get the lowest denominator, which we believe to be Black Americans, the dumbest people, the least educated people, which, by the way, factually speaking, when you take a look at the literacy rates in America, yeah, it's a bit of a problem. We're going to get those people, expect them to respond emotionally and follow us into the streets. And they can grab some handbags. What they'll get back is a few handbags, and then business owners will move out of their neighborhoods, and they'll be impoverished after they sell those handbags. But we're going to give them some fun. And Black people just did it. I mean, it was just so dumb. It was embarrassing. It was foolish. I didn't care, not a single minute when I was called a name, because when you're right, you're right. Okay, when you are right, you are right, and it pays to just wait and let time settle the dust. And boy, has time done just that. Financial disclosures obtained by the Washington Free Beacon show the perilous state of BLM Global Networks Foundation, which officially emerged in 2020 as a more formal way of structuring the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement. Scam. Yet despite the financial controversy and scrutiny, BLM continued to hire relatives of the founder, Patrisse Cullors, and several board members. Cullors' brother, Paul Cullors, set up 2 companies, which were paid $1.6 million, providing professional security services. Basically, Patrisse Cullors hired all her family, all her friends. She dispersed all of the money to them, and now they're going to leave BLM where it is, dead in the water, because it was never about anything other than hustling white people that feel guilty for being white. They're idiots. And
here's the thing about it. It's 2 things. Actually, it's 3 things to take away from this. Number 1, she's right. There's no better way to finesse the Black community than to be a race hustler. Let me say it one more time. For those of y'all that are in the blackity black sphere that continue to try to push me to, there is no comment that I hate more that is so funny I don't even respond to it, is when people jump in the comments when I do a reaction video of what it is that one of your blackity blacks will say, whether it's Roland Martin or what's his name, Umar Johnson, or the other one, Boyce Watkins, or something like that. And this is what they say to me. They say, I don't understand why you 2 brothers don't come together in order to build something. We not the same, good or bad. Whether you like him and you dislike me, or whether you like me and you dislike them. I'm not working with anybody that I don't believe has the best interest of the people at the forefront of what it is that they doing. You can get money. I'm an advocate for you getting money. But I'm not an advocate for people suffering in your wake after you leave, that there's actually nothing that comes along with it. Thank you, Jake. I'm going to be reading these super chats shortly. And so they say stuff like, why don't you work with these people? There is no, listen, 100 years from now, after all of the examples and the insight and the chat GBT and the artificial intelligence, you know what Black people are going to be doing? Getting race hustled. 100 years from now, we all gonna be dead and gone, and they gonna have this live stream in order to reference. And you know what they're going to say? And they're gonna be looking at it in 2 million K, right? 2 million K pixels across the devices and screen, handheld. They'll probably have implants inside of their head and all of this other type of stuff, something like Black Mirror. And you know what they're gonna be doing? You know what Black people gonna be doing? Still forming diversity, equity, and inclusion, and still getting race hustled. If you want to get rich quick, not if you want to get rich slow, if you want to get rich slower, if you want to do the thing that's in your best interest, if you're not looking to go to jail, if you're looking to build a good network, if you're looking to have great conversations, then come on over to the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to get rich quick, because I don't have no shortcuts for you. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to push you hard. I'm going to make sure that you do the thing that's in your own best interest. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to make sure that you got the character to go along with the growth, all of that, right? But if you want to get rich quick, let me give you the blueprint. Hustle Black people based off of race. Hustle white people based off of them feeling guilty. And then get the bag, finesse it, buy a bunch of houses and cars, hire your brother like Patrisse Cullors did in order to continue to bust down that Black Lives Matters bag and continue to keep it moving. You can even go all the way. You can get you a dashiki. You can say you a black Hebrew Israelite. You can get you some fringes from the bottom of your shirt. Say that you're going to save the community. Go and build a school or some shit like that, or something that ain't actually going to help nobody. And then get you some bags. If you want to get rich quick, all you got to do is say that you pro-black. You ain't got to be pro-black. You ain't got to be married. You ain't got to marry a black woman. You ain't got to actually have no black children that you're taking care of within your household. You ain't got to actually have no black employees. You ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is say, I am for black people. I am about to do this. Make sure that you do this for me. And then somehow I'm going to fix the community. And then you don't actually get anything from anybody, right? You don't get more information. It's no different than the church. It's no different than the church. You don't get any information that allows for you to actually be a better version of yourself. You don't get any insight on how you can improve your relationships, how you can keep your household together. They just gonna say, I'm holding you accountable for being with snow bunnies. You don't have to have no results. You don't got to be married. You don't have to actually have no employees. You don't have to have any businesses. You don't have to have nothing. You don't have any information to be able to help people financially. Don't even have any information to help yourself. But the only thing you have to do is say that you're pro-black, and people will love you for it. The companies will feel bad. They will donate to your organization until we find the next organization. NAACP don't actually do shit for anybody. Y'all want to have a conversation? Let's be real. Y'all want to get into the thick of things? Let's really get down to the thick of things. You don't have to do anything for black people in order for them to make sure that they support you other than say that you're pro-black. That's it. That's it. You don't even have to finish whatever school that you're saying you're going to build. Just continue to show progress over the next 30 years. The initial people that thought that they was going to send their kids to your school, their kids is grown now. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Every person on the internet, hold on, let me be clear. I ain't even talking about the big ones. I'm not even talking about Umar Johnson. It's just the first thing that come to my head because he's probably the most visible of it. Let me be clear. Most of these people that's in the same space as us, that held me accountable, they don't actually do anything. As a matter of fact, let me give you a little bit more insight. Most of them, overwhelming majority of them, practically all of them are not even married to anybody that is of the same race as them. They don't even participate in the thing that they cite the data and the statistics for, which is keeping all of the wealth and having it circulate in the black community by actually marrying the person that you lay next to. If you ask them what it takes in order to be pro-black, they all have a different answer of whether or not you even got to marry somebody that's black to be pro. But all you got to do is tap into that feeling and that emotion, and then you're going to absolutely get them on your side. That's it. That's it.
Black people that are stupid and are so invested in their race that they suspend logical thinking. Also, idiots. And I don't feel bad for either of these people. So if you donated to Black Lives Matter because you were feeling white and guilty, or you're feeling black and stupid, I just don't care. You got what you deserved. So go on, Patrice, with your big bad self. Enjoy those millionaire houses. Invite me over. Invite me over, Patrice. Let's hang out. Okay, speaking of BLM and individuals that are low IQ, who of course end up being the most racist individuals in society and also the most violent individuals in society, because when you don't have any intellect, it's very easy to impart your emotions at all times, and your emotions will spiral and you become physically violent because you don't know how to communicate, you don't know how to rationalize. Well,
don't worry about
that was my verdict instantly regarding the adjunct professor at Hunter College yesterday. We showed you who went
we
up
don't need to get into this. We got it. Thank you, Candace. I think that you're absolutely right. We all know that black people will never apologize or whatever. They will never come back and say that they were wrong.